Hi guys, Eugene Yuri with you today. And if I will tell you that every human behavior have a good intent, what you will think about that? Just be honest, because I have also the same thoughts and questioning myself. When I first time heard it from my teacher, Tony Robbins, I was confused because what this means, sometimes I can be honest, I act that it's not really good for others, but benefits for me. And sometimes people act similar to me. They do something that it serves them, but I don't feel good about that. And in some cases, it's a teamwork and everybody benefits from results. Why this happens? So today, if you're interested, we will talk about this workshop about this topic, about human behavior, because everybody around humans, and we are human beings, if you're not living in the forest or in the cave, that you're not because you're watching this, and why you should listen to me. I'm here not for coaching you or teaching you what to do. I'm here because I have some experience as a transformational coach and holistic doctor. And more than a decade, I help people, walk with them, and help them to overcome their challenges. And I'm continue learning. And it's not about me. I'm here to create a space to support you. All this channel about that. And I show up today. It's not perfect presentation, not perfect slides, and my English didn't perfect, but my intent is pure. I want to help you to create some space support. Maybe some slides will remind you about something. Some questions will remind you about something that you are really wants to improve in your life. And this will be just from some point of reminder. And maybe in some cases, it will be inspiring. Okay, for sure, I need to do that because this is something that relate to me and I want to make my life better. So one more time, thank you for your time and your presence. Drop in the chat below this video something that you think about this, interested in, or maybe you wanna see something different. And like, please subscribe and share with others if you will feel that this will be interesting. And you will not staring just on talking head. I prepare for you some slides. One more time, they're not perfect, but it's not about slide themselves. It's about what you will feel during this workshop because it will take some time, not a lot, couple minutes, more than couple minutes, but it will be short enough to remind you about some things. And these coaching questions that I prepare for you, because I ask myself about them, I start learning therapy and different psychological approaches to reach people when I work with stroke survivals, people in the hospital. I was in my early 20s, a young practitioner in medicine, and my goal was to help people to recover their identity, to restore it, rebuild it, I can say. And it's only possible if you will be able to create the connection because was the whole thing because person like consequences of the thing like that when we talk about stroke it can be a half of the body didn't working properly or like arm or leg. So this is was approach of healing and recreation of behavior. And right now I'm diving more in coaching because working with a state, this is what I'm always looking for. This is why I switch from classical approach when we're talking about allopathic medicine that I did yeah, when I was a young doctor. And I switched to more preventive medicine to homeopathic approach, to some holistic way of putting things together to working with people potential when we're talking about emotional, mental, and physical health level of energy, and it will gives you opportunity to step up in any area of life. And behavior, it was always interesting topic for me. I questioning myself a lot about that because of my behavior, other people behavior, because level of my needs to connect with people and help them was very high. Right now, I understand which type of need I want to cover by that actions. And it's not about what's right or what's wrong to do. This workshop will open up some opportunities to choose which way of fulfillment of your need will be appropriate for you. So if you will want to have a better quality of life, because everybody, even who feel right now pain and lost, uh, for example, I'm Ukrainian and I moved to create to another country, create the better future before pandemic. It was more than 6 years, like 7 years ago, and pandemic stretched me a lot. And after that, war happens. So a lot of things right now when I'm working with people in war zones or refugees or people who are starting from zero after problem with health or with their relationship or with their business. It's a lot about rebuilding and fulfilling their life. But usually people, when we suffer, when we have a lot of pain, usually we don't too much care about future and we just want a quick release. And no matter what kind of behavior we have, we always wants to help us first without long-term thinking when we are focused on us. And everybody have these times where everybody going through tough times when we need to just put ourselves together. The important question, how long you spend there and how fast you be able to get out of that spot when you are continuing suffering. And one more time, it's without no judgment here. I know I was there in that places multiple times in my life. And because I'm questioning this, how I be able to manage my state and my behavior in the better way, because I will always seeking for something that will be beneficial for me, of course. But I figure out that sometimes I do something that hurts me, and it looks like it's good for the short term because we want to make our life better to avoid pain and get some joy and pleasure. And this is the question what you can ask yourself. If we're talking about long-term and short-term results in your life, you know that in some area of life, for example, in your health, in your relationship, in your business, in your finances, in some area, you really want to have a next level. You want to break through and you try many different things. And sometimes you create some benefits and achieve some goals. And after that, something happened and you get back or even get worse. So these cycles in our behaviors, they connected to identity. And today we will talk about some patterns that consciously or unconsciously people can use. And when you be able to see it in yourself and you be able to choose it, if you will stick with this workshop, it can remind you about something and you can dive in something that you be more interested. You can use ChatGPT, Gemini, or Google, whatever tool you want to help yourself to find a better way to fulfill your needs and make your behavior in the way how it will be benefits for you and for others. So when we're talking about different types of behavior, so many of them, but all of them we can like put them on three levels. When we was a babies, everything was about us, and we don't take care about others because it was survival mechanism for us. So when we become adults under stress, when life hits, as we can say, and something happens, we can looking for the short-term relief. And this is not a problem when it's a short term and it's never continue as a habit. But multiple times people have it as a continuing habit because this is something that we talk about like selfish mode. We become so selfish orientated because of our pain and suffering that we don't even realize how it becomes our part of our identity. And many people stay there because of emotional identity that was picked up from the childhood because always we have some behavior from the childhood. Sometimes we don't even realize that it's just we don't need it anymore. We just run the pattern. And sometimes when we're talking about teenage stage, when going through puberty, we want to prove to others that we is capable of doing things, we be able to be independent. And it's create a second level when we want to prove and we're ready to compete. And when it's transition uh, stage is completely fine because we are looking place in life, who we are, what we need to do, and competition is one of the way to figure out and prove that I'm worthy. A lot of times, especially under stress, we can start fighting. We can start proving that we are worthy, that we want to be seen first, and no matter how it will affect our relationship, our business, even our health. We can, many times I get injuries, for example, in competition, in sport, even between competition on trainings, I broke my bones, I ripped my Achilles ligament. I have both shoulders dislocation and problem with the backbone that I'm still healing and recovering and learning new tools how to do it better through holistic approach. This is what I remember clearly I get. I just kill myself, try to prove that I am strong enough, good enough, big enough, and this is something that helps me to feel better. But this destroy, I can say, my body for the long term for sure. Right now I'm 45. This thing that I did they was in that days when I was 20, when I was 30 years old. And it's just a reminder about what kind of tool we can use to be able to get what we want. And the second level it's when we can get some results, for example, create some system to make money, some business to run it, or some relationships, and it's the same time for the long term. It's probably looks good for us because it's something that is certain. We know how to deal with it. But for other people, it's not good. And maybe they can come and go in our life, and the pattern is repeating. And many people live there because it's still, you be able to manage it. But we end up lonely, broken, and even one life in our life fulfilled, like finances, for example, we feel emptiness because fulfillment not because coming from success. As my teacher Tony Robbins said, fulfillment comes from the art of living life when you be able to put things together, a relationship, your health, your wealth, and it is something that looks like a structure, but actually it's an art, fulfill your life. Because in sport, in business, you can create a structure, strategy, and just push yourself and succeed. But when we're talking about whole life, this is more than just a system. And why people stuck on the second level under stress, they go to first level. Because not a lot of people go to third level and make it their home, if we can say like that. So they are standard, not on the third level, like a thermostat, if we can say. And without judgment, I know that in some periods of life, we have all three levels. I mean, like when we kids, we for sure in the first level. After that, we can go to second level and see how it is because all have this puberty time, all have this teenage time. And after that, from time to time, we can go to third level, communicate with people, feel how it's good to build team and be a great team player, even in relationship, care about others and your partner. But under fear, under stress, we can go back to something that very familiar for us, and we think that we need to care about us. And our mind will always remind us that no, nobody will come to save you. And maybe you heard about that. But I love story from my teacher, Tony Robbins, that he spoke about people care and he figured out that when he was a kid, that somebody brings food to their house. And his story from that early, early memories that people care. And I know that many of you have a different pattern interruption during our lifetime when we was so certain and believing something that it's true, and after that something in life happens and you just understand that things can be really different, and it's push you to grow and push you to create some abundance for yourself and for others to contribute. Or you are even see evidence that life can be abundant and can be much more greater than you think. And because of fear and sticking to certainty, you go back to second and first level, of course. So you know better in which level you operating the most. And I'm also have all of these three. And the goal of fulfilling life and higher standards, it's really be honest with yourself and picking up on everyday basis some habit that will just rise your standards and you will be able to grow and contribute more. So all of these three levels are present in our life. The question is where you will be looking for spending more time in. And depend of it, you will have a different quality of life. So when we're talking about picking different approaches and vehicles and choices, looks like something familiar that can help us get a quick relief here and now for short term. It looks like it's enough for now. And many people say, live another day. Just focus on today. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. And it's true. We'll not be able to see future. But long term happiness, it's not created by short-term relief. And many interpretation of these words you heard about, that weight of regret, it's much more painful than pain from discipline. It's different approaches to see and watch on this point. And this slide, just a reminder about what kind of way are you choosing and fulfilling your needs. Because according to teaching of my mentor, Tony Robbins, it's a six human needs, and we will cover all of them. And you'll be able to see why I'm inviting you to dive in more, not just listen what I said, because my funny accent and probably for you better to read what I bring here, and I create this workshop with my AI agent. He helps me to put everything together very quick, and I'm not looking for perfection in creating slide and presentation, but you feel my energy, and this is really pure that I am looking to grow and contribute with you. And this is only one way how we can do that. We grow consciously on everyday basis, or we are just covering our basic needs and basically we die emotionally. Because I remember one time, will be on the next slide, let me jump there, because first need is certainty. And every time when life shaking, we are looking for certainty first. And this is a beautiful slide, the picture about comfort zone, growth zone. You heard about that. And when real life facing you, this is what you're dealing with. And I can share with you some of my stories or my client stories, but most important, your story. Where right now in your life you chasing certainty with some quick relief behavior that destructs you for the long term. And here you see uh, the examples because everybody have this need. And I remember when war starts in Ukraine, I was in United States creating the new opportunities, new business that I start like learning and growing during pandemic because before pandemic I didn't have a plans to move, but the pandemic changed a lot in my life, in my family situation, in my business situation, in my partnership situation. It was like a real shake. I know that you know your story about that. But when war starts and I start working in the job that I don't like to, it's just to provide, to pay bills. I try different jobs and I make some money, but that mission, that my passion, my coaching business, just died during one night because I work with Ukrainian speaking people and Russian speaking people. So all of that collapses during one night. And of course, to be able to provide to my family, to myself, certainties was number one thing. And after a while, I create a little bit of certainty and I continue. I stick to that kind of job. And from time to time, I start feeling more flexible and start posting from time to time. But it was not like it was before when I just work with people 24/7, like 10 sessions a day, workshops, all of that. It was just amazing lifestyle for me because I grow and contribute on everyday basis. In that job, I work few years and I start feeling like I'm dying from inside because yes, certainty was pretty good for me. I would be able to provide, I will be able to feel confident with myself in that moment. And it was a certain thing. But you know how it works. Or we start managing that kind of pain that is drawing us from outside, from inside, that we are not living our full potential, that we can do more, but we just stick for something certain, and we never discover our full potential. And this is how life can turn to black and white. You don't feel colors anymore. And you be able to fulfill your life with certainty and with very productive ways. You can discipline yourself in some things and at the same time add some good habits to uh, like for example you create discipline in learning new things on everyday basis and start trying new things. It can give you certainty in the routine on everyday basis. And at the same time, it will be good for the long term because you will not stick to some kind of routines that will be working bad for you. So you choose the healthy way of fulfilling yourself with discipline. At the same time, you're learning new things, so it gives you opportunity to grow. Because many times we start caring under stress, especially only about us, and stick to some certainty behaviors that not healthy for us, especially for the long term. And I'm talking about different behaviors like eating and alcohol, drugs, or like doing other things. When we're talking about comfort zone and we just try to manage life and manage things, not go out, because our mind will always stick us to something that it's certain for us. It means for him because he wants to protect us. But it's not only just certainty, especially what happens when everything predictable in relationships. They are dying because there is no spark, there is no interesting moments. And another need that we have is opposite. It's uncertainty. It's some kind of variety, opportunity to explore. This is why we need to be aware of all of these needs that we have in different variations and know how exactly we meet that needs, because uncertainty also for other people can be very certain. It means like I feel free and this is everything that I need. I be able to travel a lot. I don't need to stick to anybody. And when we stick to uncertainty, we usually end up by ourselves, and we're thinking that I don't need nobody because it's so hard to create a deep relationship, build a deep business, long-term strategy results when we are not looking for to settle down in some place. I mean, not just physically, but stay calm and present, and at the same time uh, open up for explore things. So different ways to fulfill this need we can choose. And my question is for you, because I ask myself multiple times, how I can meet uncertainty and variety in very healthy way that it will be beneficial for me today and for the long term and for others also. And we can put together like a previous slide about creating a healthy routine, and learning can be a part of it, creating some healthy habits. It also will give you different varieties of different habits, but all of them will be helpful for you, for your relationship, for your business, because we can create more problems, different problems, and feel that we are having life, like it's life is life in like one of the person said to me, and I saw the way how pain and suffering just like driving the life of the person. It's just a non-stop loop, like a vehicle, and addiction to this kind of lifestyle very high because it's meet your need. You feel certain, you feel some types of variety, and it's fine. So the way how we be able to fulfill our need with variety, with healthy way, this is something that we create. It will never falls from the sky. It's a developing thing. This is why we're talking about discipline and be honest with ourselves to see these approaches, the vehicles, how we fulfill our needs. Third one, it's about significance and feel special. And imagine if all of these three needs, we called it basic needs, if all of them you fulfilled with destructive way, you will feel that life is going on and many people live like that, and even create the tribes that life looks like this. Especially when we're talking about significance, everybody have this need. Everybody, especially when we go through puberty and teenage stage, significance is huge. We need to prove to ourselves and others, our parents, friends, that we are worthy, that we be able to win. And sometimes it's transferred to our adult life. So emotionally, we still that teenagers, and our significance fulfilled only by anger or comparing ourselves to others. Competition, it's a not bad thing, and we can bring a sport like, for example, boxing, right? It's in competition. One beats head and face to another one. Who falls, other person wins. Nothing bad about boxing. I did martial arts when I was a kid. I remember my father was a boxer. There is nothing, no any kind of problems and judgment about this sport. But when we transfer it to our relationship, when we transfer it to our business, this is where significance can really be very problematic. It means like it's can the way how we fulfill significance can be problematic for the long term in creating lasting change, especially when we're talking about growing a relationship, when we're talking about growing company, when we're talking about healthy emotional and mental state of the person. Because if you always compare yourself to others, it will never enough. You will always looking for something who's stronger, who richer, who something better than you, and you feel in this state worthless. It means like you will never be able to reach this or that level, and this is something that drain us out. So we can look on different our needs from different perspective and just remind ourselves that we choosing the way how we fulfill them. No judgment from me to you. And if you're interested, drop in the chat in the comment what you think about this approach about needs, and the way how we fulfill them will shape our life, give us suffering or happiness, because it's a states, right? We will have everything in our life. We're talking about pain, we're talking about happiness, we're talking about wealth, we're talking about bankruptcy, we're talking about problems with health, and some fulfillment with energy and like energetic state. All of that will appear in our life, but where we will spend time more, it's about our choice on everyday basis, develop our habits. It's like epigenetics when we're talking about biology. Dr. Bruce Lipton talked about this a lot in his work. And Tony Robbins invited him many times on his workshop. And Tony Robbins himself was invited in many different shows to explain this approach, how we fulfill our needs, and how deep it can how deep impact it can have in our identity and how it can shape our life. So you can be honest with yourself. Nobody's seeing which way you use usually. I can tell you that in all of these three needs that I just drop you here, I try all of these ways. And right now, I'm more consciously using more productive, more healthy ways that helps me today fulfill my life, and for the long term that will be good not just for me but for others also. Number four, it's love and connection. I remember because as a kids, we're always looking for care from others because it's our survival mechanism. I was so big pleaser, I remember, for my childhood. And when my father was killed, I was 12. And my mom gave me so much love and support. And I transferred it to other people to please them. My friends always come to me. My house was full of people. Even two times, my friends just take things from my house without permission. You know how it called, right? And my mom never beat me up. She just told me, you need to be careful which people you bring home. You need to choose wisely your friends. And I remember that lessons a lot. But I ask myself, why? Why in many my relationships, intimate relationship and friendships, I seeking just for connection through pleasing and some traits, it's usually like they are comes together because you give from fear. Oh, I will give you, you will need to give to me. I will give you enough on front, and after that, I will wait from you when you will give me back. If not, I will just completely shut down. Many times in my relationship, I had this pattern. Right now, of course, understanding how I shape myself during this all of these years, that I pick it up from the childhood, and it's not bad it's not bad or good. We don't need to judge ourselves and beat ourselves up about our children behavior or teenage behavior. But right now we can choose wisely and ask yourself which way I want to fulfill my need of connection and love, because I can be controlling and feel that I have some kind of connection. I can be very aggressive. And of course, it will bring some attention and connection so I can fulfill few needs. At the same time, when I will be angry, I be able to get certainty that what I'm doing is right. I can create some variety because I can use different approaches from time to time. I can be yellow person, and after that I can switch to apology. It will be like creating me different types of connection and variety. I will feel significance very much, and this is will be something that for short-term period of time, many of us have this pattern. Go from depression to aggression. It's called crazy eight pattern that also in Tony Robbins' teaching that I love to use in my practice when I work with myself and I work with my clients and people who really wants to improve their life in emotional, physical, and mental base. Because when we're talking about psychosomatic, it's always connected. So when you'll be able to right now check your own way of fulfilling love and connection, it will be opening for you because many of us pick up something from childhood that it's still driving ours through decades. And this is usually something that give us short-term release, but for long term, it's not working good at all. And we start running this pattern, and multiple people run this pattern, and after that, we start seeing all world like that. All relationship are these, or men's are that, or women's behave like this, and this is something that we start to believe in. But when you look deeper, every behavior have a good intent. It looks very strange, but it is. We all wants to fulfill our needs. The way how we doing that can be destructive for us. Only because we have a quick release, it don't mean that it's needs to be our strategy to fulfill our life. We need to understand that from time to time pick up some behavior that it's not good for us right now and accept it as it, yeah, it happens, like things happens in our life, we behave different way. But when we consciously be able to see the difference and pick up something and push ourselves with discipline in the beginning, but after that we will add some meaning and purpose and vision and goals and dreams, and it will be pulling us with some joy. We'll be able to create the lasting change that will fulfill our life. Another, it's more spiritual needs about grow. And sixth one, it's a contribution. These two, very interesting because can you imagine? I can fulfill my need with grow and just chasing domination. So I want to be the best of the best in this field. Like in a sport, when we're not talking about teamwork, when some sportsmen try to dominate or in the business or in the office or sometimes at home. I'm older, I know how to do it because I have experience. I can cover significance, I can cover a connection, I can cover variety, I can cover certainty, and it looks I'm growing because I'm a better in this way right now, and I can improve myself on the next day only for dominance. I will end up by myself. And longer I will do so, it will be more emptiness because I will burn out. So growth with like exploring, learning new things, and emotional mastery, when you be able to serve others through contribution, they are bonded together. This is what give us fulfillment in life. And the quality of our growth also give us progress in life. And as my teacher Tony Robbins telling a lot, that level of growth in our life will shape our feeling of we worthy, we escapable of, we progressing, and it's will reflecting in our like state of happiness, we can say, because in everyday basis we're not competing with anybody, because competition from time to time it's cool when you especially have agreement. Okay, let's have this deadline and let's see, you will work, I will work, and let's put our results together. But this is competition inside the team. And without no judgment, I didn't say that some of these approaches is the perfect will be shaped for you. This is a journey, and I want to invite you to have your own flexibility and search and re-ask yourself, okay, the approach that I'm using right now, how it helps me. If it helps me for the short term, and for the long term, how be able to other people benefit from it, or is just for me. This is a very interesting things to watch on yourself from this loop, because if every behavior is good, why I'm sometimes feel hurt by other people? Because they fulfill their needs, so it's good intent for them, but it's not mean that it's good intent for you. And you don't need to copy them, because they be able to change everything if they want, and it's their life. You don't need to stuck with people to just push them for changes. It's never give us fulfillment life. We know that. So the approach that we use, and this is our choice, that will help fulfill our life, it's something that we can do on everyday basis, little steps that will give us fulfillment today, and it will be benefits for others and for us for the long term. And contribution, it's interesting also. I didn't even realize that when I'm pleasing and I am even, can take from myself if even if I don't have enough, just to cover this for like this feeling that I give something to somebody, and I, for example, I don't have enough energy and I just burn myself to serve in some project, and on the next day I'm getting sick because of my immune system, because lack of sleep, because over stress, is just shut down. It's not good really for my health. But I feel that I contribute to that team, to that project, and I did good thing. All of that matters. We be able to contribute and grow in the same time and give ourselves rest. So it should be the balance, and nobody will do it for us. Every time in our life, everybody will watch to fulfill their needs, and from time to time, they will not think about you at all. But we once like, what about me? Okay, who will care about me? This is the whole point. When we changing our approach to fulfill our life from covering just our needs and then care about ourselves, like through selfish state, we are end up for sure in misery because we not be able to grow and contribute and give and create a lot of abundance. When we switch from selfish mode to selfishness, have more compassion and focus on something that we be able to influence and grow, automatically will create more good things and for ourselves and for others. So contribution, it's interesting thing because everybody wants to have a meaning and bring some things to others. And the way how we do that, it will also shape our life. It's obvious. If you will give from burnout, you will end up very broken. If you will give by creating abundance, growth, it's will never will be like never will give you a feeling that somebody taking from you something that necessary for you right now. For example, like amount of money, amount of time. So this is something that we need to balance, and I'm here not to teach you how to do that, in which approach. My pure intent to show you and remind you about these things. And of course, I will be happy to connect with you and social media. Drop me something here. And because I am visiting and accruing events for Tony Robbins, if you will show up there, we can meet each other there. Let's move forward because the question here from about contribution. Are you giving to others because you are creating non-stop goods things, or you just try to please and trade and just because you feel guilty? A lot of our behavior from the childhood, especially when parents telling you that you need to take care about me all your life, we can grow up with this guilt. Yeah, I'm agree that we need to take care about our parents for sure. But when it's always about them, it means you not be able to grow, get out of your comfort zone, and create more goods. You will not be able to even create your own family because everything will be focused on giving to your parents. And this is the way how I'm not here to telling you what to do one more time. It's just to light up some moment that you know better where it's your threshold, where is something that you really needs to improve in your life. And the way how you can do that, pick up different vehicle because the loop that we're running non-stop, it becomes our identity. And I remember when I first time watched that seminar when Tony Robbins talked about that, it was years ago. It was like a couple years ago, and I figure out this pattern that I run in relationships, that how I fulfill my needs with certainty, with love and connection, with the significance, and why I am growing because I want to give somebody something like it looks like contribution, but at the same time I look in something back. And this is when I start feeling uh, bad and at the same time inspired. Bad because so many years I stuck in that loop. But inspiration comes when I understand, okay, I can pick up something today, a little thing that I like in my needs and fulfill them with different vehicles, because this is about that. So recognize your pattern without judgment. It's the first step. And second one, you just create on everyday basis behavior that will just shape your identity. You change your focus, you change your meaning, you change your story. using Triad by Tony Robbins, amazing tool for the beginning. In many different techniques, we can find different ways. I use breathing, I use cold hot procedures like cold exposure, different words, music, dancing to shape my state and energy. And from that perspective, I be able to create the better results because I'm changing my state and changing my energy, changing my focus. And this is how I can reorganize myself. It don't mean that I need on everyday basis scan myself. It happens automatically when you have this habit questioning because we always on everyday basis making decisions consciously or unconsciously we do that. Sometimes we're just running some pattern. And right now it's a time when we be able to see which way or fulfilling our need, we can go deeply how much we want to see which little change we want to create, and it will give us just tremendous result. It will be crucial for the long term because all of us we are underestimating what we can do during decade or even 5 years, and we overestimating what we can do during next 3 months or 6 months or year. So right now, I want you to focus on some things what you can start doing today and which strategy you can upgrade because this is the everything about that. We don't need to seeking, we need to have a goals and dreams, but everything starts from identity and our behavior shapes by fulfilling our needs. So this is different strategies that we can use to having goals and dreams. I talk about this on previous workshop. You can watch them on my YouTube channel. And identity shifts and behaviors and our needs, it's something that bonded together. And we don't need to understand everything. I'm still learning and I'm practicing it. This is what gives you clarity. And this is when you get back this power, I can say, to influence, to create life on your term, not just reacting, but creating. And the closing slide will be about encouragement. Pick up one thing, drop it in the chat or on under this video in which area, like in which you don't need to give it details, right? Or DM me, reach me out in social media, and let's talk about this because this is what I'm doing. I'm helping people to create this lasting change by creating habits on everyday basis. And I have a coach right now and always had in my life. Right now, I understand it because my seeking of knowledge and growth and capability of contribute and give to others, this is something that I am always looking for. Somebody who are always there and somebody who are still growing and somebody who helps me to see things differently. And I can be accountable, right? I can show, okay, this is my plan, this is my strategy, this is what I'm doing on a daily basis. Tell me what I can improve. And of course, right now we can use AI different tools, and it can help at all for sure. But I never use it as the only one thing. I have a community and I have a people, real people who are fulfilling their needs in the healthy way. It means it's very constructive for the short and the long term, for them and for others. So start with something today and drop in which need you want to start today, which one uh, little tool you will pick up, with which habit you will change, which action. I'm very curious about your approach, and I will be happy to see your results and celebrate with you. To continue this energy flowing, you can grab my five life force tools ultimate reset guide. It's free. I create this reshape your state approach that have emotional, physical, mental, different little habits on everyday basis. It can be like fundament for you. Also about relationship and leadership skip when we're talking about meaning and we're talking about purpose. And this can be just a reminder and just like a fundamental things for you because I'm learning these things and I practice it on everyday basis more than decade. And my holistic approach in health, when we're talking about human potential, starts when I like more than 20 years ago. So some patterns I can recognize and can help you to seek more clear and better. And let's become friends on social media and support each other and ourselves in the rising our standards and grow and contribute together. And if you want to go deeper, please join me in the Achievers Emotional Mastery. It's community, also free, created by me, but the platform of Alex Garmosi, School, name of that platform, maybe you heard about that. What's the different School from another social media platforms that I also can post there? But in School, I be able to create a classroom it's a lot of different workshops there, and they structure it, and they have workbooks and trackers for everyday basis. So it can be the space for you to dive in and create some immersion for yourself. This is when you really wants to to achieve something much for a much short period of time. It will be not shortcut. It will be the fulfillment in different areas of life, but you can save a lot of time by choosing create for yourself a supporting team from people who fulfilling their needs in constructive way like me. And I'm also not perfect like any human being. I'm just raising my standards, like my teacher Tony Robbins said. And I wish you, of course, fulfilling your needs in more wise way and more healthier way, because this is life about to get more happiness. And I'm not somebody to tell you what you should do. Thank you for being with me, and your choice is your choice. I'm here just to create a space for you to think a little bit more, to feel differently, re-ask yourself, and create a better identity that can fulfill your life. See you on the next episode. It will be very soon. And please subscribe, like button, and share some moments about this workshop with others because somebody maybe need it right here, right now from you. See you. Bye. Recording stops. See you.